Mack, this is a guy we've been talking about and a lot of people have been talking about for at least a year now. If you recall, in the last offseason, I mean, this was the guy that was touted by the coaching staff as like, this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the guy. Was not a sexy pick. I know we liked Nyheim Hines for a while, and then, I mean, there were other people that were just much more attractive picks. Mack was hurt for a good chunk, but once he got the opportunity, he really was the guy. He really did get the carries. You'd almost call him like a three-down horse. I mean, he scored a lot of fantasy points, and that it seems like he doesn't have any competition now going into this year, and that seems to be almost a pretty easy call that we're going to be seeing that from him next season or this season.
100%. And in terms to paint the exact numbers from what you just summarized perfectly, it was from week 6 on when he returned the 5th most attempts in the league. And this is, again, Frank Reich, who's mostly been a committee-based backfield throughout his career, but he gives this guy the 5th most attempts. Mack responds with 785 rushing yards, the 7th most over that span. If you include the playoff games, he becomes the 2nd leading rusher in the NFL with 979. He crushed it against, I believe, the Texans that game. And then he had the 2nd most TDs in the league from week 6 on. He had 10 total rushing TDs, over 1 per game, which was just amazing, and the most first down rushes as well in the league with 57 over that span. And now the whole offseason, you're like, okay, clearly this guy dominated. I should mention too, the Colts were 10-0 whenever he got 14 or more touches, and 0-3 when he didn't. So they had that also just clear cut. They were a better team when feeding Mack. And then coming into the offseason, Frank Reich and Chris Ballard, their GM, both praise him, say he's our featured back. He's a three-down horse. It was very clear how much better our running game got as the year went on and as Marlon Mack did his thing. And we're just trying to build with Marlon Mack. But you had such a loaded free agent class in terms of Le'Veon Bell. There's so many ties there. A decent draft class, lots of interesting guys falling. And they add nobody. They don't add a single free agent other than Spencer Ware. And it's like Spencer Ware, that was, just a week ago. They clearly weren't making a priority to go get this guy, and they don't draft anybody of note. So yeah, maybe there's still going to be that game flow situation where Hines gets a lot of the receiving work. Maybe Jordan Wilkins or Ware working if they're really killing a team, but they've touted this guy, Marlon Mack, as a three-down horse all offseason, and this was a situation where the actions matched the words. He's set up for a massive blow-up this year. He rises all the way up to late second round to me, RB at top 10. To